I'm Deidre Clark. I'll be one of your hosts for this evening. I am a regenerative health practitioner and a therapist by trade, a mom of four and a wife, and really have a deep passion for this work that we do here. And our call is called Freedom, emphasis on the free, Freedom 2023. And if you are here, it's likely because someone invited you, or you saw a post or received some invite with someone who really, really cares about you, who wants to help you start out your new year strong. The way that I got into really caring more deeply about my health was I did not realize that I was suffering until I wasn't suffering anymore. And many people are suffering in their bodies, they're suffering emotionally, they're suffering in their relationships, in their communication, in their finances, and they don't know it because so much of the suffering that we experience, it's common, but it's not normal. And a lot of the symptomology that we experience every day are things that we don't even know to put words to. So you might be experiencing fatigue, or exhaustion, or headaches, or just apathy, not even enjoying areas of your life. You may feel sad or anxious. Maybe you feel like you're not comfortable in your skin or in your body. You feel inflamed, or you have received a recent diagnosis. And a lot of the things that we experience, sometimes we can accept those things as our reality. Like, this is how it's going to be for me. It can't get any better. And that is not based on truth. We believe in this community and in regenerative health that our bodies are created miraculously, that everything in our body can thrive and work optimally and can be reversed when we give our bodies the right environment. So I want to present to you tonight a solution for really starting to thrive in your health and not doing a short-term goal of maybe I want to lose weight or I'm going to start a gym membership or something like that. All those things are great, but the goal here is longevity, because discipline is what leads to being able to have freedom for the long term. And so we want to present a solution to you tonight, some encouragement and some next steps. So our mission here is very simple. The name of our company is called Purium, and that stands for pure and premium. We are a farm to family manufacturer, and we've been around for over 28 years. So before organic was cool, before it was a buzzword, before you were seeing it on all of your packages in the store, our company was doing it. And we actually have the USDA organic seal in the United States because of the owner of our company. And we believe within our company and within our community that suffering should not be the case for people. We want to end human suffering because we believe that suffering is optional. And so we provide pure, organic, premium, convenient, storable food across the United States and Europe. We believe that food deserts should not exist. A food desert, I actually grew up in one and did not know it. I'm originally from Arkansas, and that just means that you don't get quick access to organic, clean foods, that you're buying a lot of packaged foods or foods that are conventionally farmed and filled with toxins. And I did not even know that a food desert existed until I was no longer in one. And so within our community, we believe that organic foods that help people to thrive in their body should be a right for every person. Organic and family owned and operated. That's a big deal to us because a lot of what we see in the supermarket is big brands. And the bigger a company is, usually they lose touch with their audience. They lose touch with their market, and their bottom line is the dollar. For us, it is the people. The pillars of our community are planetary health, human health, and financial health. And the way that we accomplish this is really by being very ethical, being very honest, and keeping the family at the center of everything that we do. And the way that we do that is by education. So through calls like this, where we make people aware of the options available to them, and we tear down myths and wrong thinking around food. Did you know that less than 1% of all food is organic? That means that if you're in the grocery store, a very, very, very small percentage in a corner somewhere is what is organic. An even smaller percentage of that is regeneratively grown. Regeneratively grown is a newer concept to me. I learned about this 2 years ago when I was introduced to this company. And so what regenerative means is that the soil, which our food is grown in, that it has been removed from any kind of impurities and toxins and pesticides, a big one being glyphosate, which is the main ingredient in Roundup. So I was born in 1981, and so I have not known a world without this chemical pesticide that is patented as an oral antibiotic sprayed on my food. It's in our water systems, it's in our air systems, and we are inundated with it. It's really everywhere. And we started spraying it just before 1980. But what we're seeing is because of the infrastructure of how often we're spraying it, a lot of dis-ease. Probably if I ask you if you knew someone who was diagnosed with cancer or an autoimmune disease like IBS or Crohn's or arthritis, diabetes, any of those things, probably all of you could raise your hand and say either you have experienced this, you are experiencing this, or you know someone who is. And that is sad because the rate of disease that we're seeing in our country is staggering, and we don't even have the infrastructure to keep up with it. So because of this, our solution is one, to educate people that the food that they eat and the quality of the food that they eat directly impacts the quality of their life. Two, we help people by providing a solution. So with our farm to family philosophy, we use all organic, live, activated, and sprouted ingredients in our superfoods. Our superfoods are proper crop rotation. That means that we're using green manure, adding in mineral water back into the soil, and we wind dry. We don't heat any of our superfoods, and that's important. Anytime you heat something, you lose a lot of the nutrition by heating it. And then we pick it at peak perfection. So we call that vine ripened. We don't pick it early, because if you pick something early, you also minimize the amount of nutrients that you're getting. So our promise to purity and potency is that every single thing that we put out that shipped from our farm to your door has gone through 5 different tiers of quarantine. And we tested for purity. No heavy metals, no GMOs, no pesticides, no herbicides, insecticides, biocides, binders, fillers, colors, or preservatives or additives. That matters because most of what you buy in, say, like a Target or a GNC or a Walmart or even on Amazon, a lot of those things, even if they're marketed as organic and even if they cost you a lot of money, I've had friends that pay $50 and $60 for probiotics. I have done that myself. Most of those ingredients are isolated sources. That means that they are made in a lab and your body can't actually utilize that. And so a part of my story is for 5 years, I took isolated supplements that were marketed as gut health, like really gut health focused natural supplements, but they were isolated. And they did a lot of damage to my liver. And so I've spent the last 2 years regenerating or basically renewing that part of my body to get that out. And so it's really important if you are taking a supplement of any kind that it is organic, that is whole food sourced, and that you can actually say the ingredients on the label. Last year alone, the supplement industry was a $1.38 billion industry. So that means that most of what we took in was, it was isolated and it was stuff that our body can't utilize. So our promise to you is that what you're getting is pure. that it is things that is actually going to help to move your body and your health forward and not set you back. So, what are these superfoods that I've been talking about for the last 10 minutes? I'm just going to cover our 4 main products. So these are kind of the pillars of our company. And the first one I'll start with is called Super Amino 23. Super Amino 23 is our protein source. It is our aminos. So our bodies actually use aminos to build joint, muscle, and connective tissue. So people that have lots of pain, arthritis, people who complain about, like, say, needing a steroid shot because they have inflammation in an area, people who have suffered injury, aminos are great for helping to tear down that old scar tissue and rebuild new tissue, but it's also very, very satiating. And our super aminos 23, hence the name, they're bioavailable within your body in 23 minutes. So that means when you take them, your body can utilize it and start to access those aminos quickly. So you're going to notice energy, you're going to notice mental acuity, but also feeling very full. I love to work out and be physically active. So I take 5 before I work out and I take 5 after to support my muscles and really to support me and movement in my body. The second superfood is called the Power Shake, and this is 96% of all of your fruit and vegetable needs that you would need in a day. So it's all of your nutrients in one shake, and it's super alkalizing, and everything on the label is going to say some type of organic fruit or some type of organic vegetable. So for some people, they will use this as a meal replacement. That's not necessary. You can pair it with other things, but what you will notice is feeling very, very satisfied because the level of cellular nourishment that you're getting. We are a very macro-focused country, but really what our body needs is phyto and micronutrients, and the Power Shake provides that. The third superfood, and I say this is our claim to fame, it's called Biometic. So most people will take some type of probiotic to keep things moving, to help with digestion, but taking a probiotic without a prebiotic is actually, it's counterproductive to your digestive system. So Biometic is a prebiotic and a probiotic together because they work together to support each other. And it's scientifically and clinically proven to remove the chemical pesticide that I mentioned earlier called glyphosate. So what it does is it pulls out a sticky black film that we all have built up in our bowel wall. It's called mucoid plaque. It pulls that out and really opens up the bowel wall, so it helps with reducing constipation. We can hold up to 10 to 15 pounds of waste in our intestine. And so a lot of the bloating that we feel, a lot of the I feel stuffed, or I want to go to the bathroom and I can't, or I went to the bathroom and it was incomplete. A lot of that is because we're full of glyphosate and we're full of undigested food. And so Biometic helps to break that up and move it out so that your digestive tract can work properly. It also helps to reduce C-reactive protein. My father was actually able to reverse his diabetes using Biometic. And then the fourth superfood is called Apothecary. This is organic cherry juice, and one serving is equivalent to 30 organic cherries. So this is deep sleep. Most of us are resting at night, but we're not sleeping deeply, which is really where our body starts to do its reparative work. It's where we start to rebuild. It's where your liver starts to heal, where your endocrine system starts to heal. It's where your skin turns over, is when we're resting deeply. This also helps with kidney filtration. So 7 out of 10 people, their kidneys are not filtering properly. And so simply put, that means that when you eliminate, when you pee, waste is not leaving your body through your urine. And that's essential because what we don't eliminate, our body accumulates. In regenerative health, we call it draining the swamp. So all of these put together are the way to support your body with digestion, detoxification, and deep nourishment. And we encourage everybody to really start here for 30 days and then move into 60 days, in 90 days, and then to just make it a lifestyle. Our two main packages, the Ultimate Lifestyle Transformation, and this is where I started 2 years ago. So it's the 4 main products that I just mentioned with one additional superfood called the Super Cleanse-R. And that is an herbal blend that helps to detox parasites from your body. We all have them. You get them from breathing, from being around people, from eating meat, from camping, from walking outside barefoot, from biting your nails. If you have kids that bite their nails, they touch each other. We pick them up from really anywhere, from doorknobs, from surfaces. And so in other countries, they do a parasite cleanse at least 2 to 3 times a year. In the United States, I say we're in denial in that we think that we don't have parasites, but we do. And a lot of the cravings that we have, irritability that we have in our bodies, the feeling like we have to have a certain category of food, that is parasite driven. And when parasites aren't detoxed out of the body, they wreak havoc and can create a lot of dis-ease within the body. So that's the main one. And then the second one is called the Ultimate Lifestyle Transformation Plus Performance. And it's basically the detoxification package paired with performance packages for those who like to get movement in their body, to add in extra nourishment, electrolytes, and build some healthy, lean muscle tissue. So with that, I am going to pass this to a friend of mine, Miss Kimberly Sanderson, who has started her health journey with us this year and has had an amazing transformation. So Kimberly, I want to pass it to you to share.
Thanks, Deetra.
You're so welcome.
Hi, friends. Yes, I'm Kimberly Sanderson. I am in Sarasota, Florida. So thank you, Deetra. And yes, I will say that, well, everything that Deetra said, right? Like, who can't be like, oh my gosh, how did I not know this? I think that's the camp that I was living in. I'm 47. I've been in health and wellness for a long time, but I'm like, how did I not know about I knew that there was pesticide, but it's like, I kind of felt like, oh, what can I do? And I also like parasites, like, why would I have parasites? And I'm like, oh my gosh, this makes sense. So I'm 6 months into my journey, actually just right after Christmas, across the 6-month mark. And holy cow, like I knew that I was struggling. I was one of those healthy people that I told people I was the healthiest unwell person I knew. I was already gluten-free, dairy-free, soy-free, alcohol-free, but sugar was a huge vice of mine. It was my idol. And my body was just a mess. And so I was already told that I had early menopause. I've had period problems since I was a girl. I will add that my dad served and was in Vietnam. So there's some heavy metal toxicity. Like there's just stuff that my body was exposed to. And I felt horrible. I was that person who had just digestive issues since I can think back to college. Like I went to the ER once and they're just like, they did all these tests, but it's like, oh, well, there's something else going on. And I have spent a lot of money on different doctors and therapies and treatment plans and protocols. And I just remember like this, I can't be this unhealthy. Like this doesn't make sense. And again, when you'd see me walking down the street, you'd be like, oh, she's healthy. But I was that person, as Deetra said, like you can have like way too much waste in your body. So I, in 6 months, have released 18 pounds. I didn't really think I had 18 pounds to lose, but oh my word, like the stuff that was in my body, and this is not one of those gross cleanses, because I can just speak to that also. Like this is something that we feel awesome and we're getting this stuff out. So you have to go through it to get in the detox process. But I can say with confidence, like my body is so much healthier now. I'm still on a journey because I am working on reversing an autoimmune. But the other thing that I'm super passionate about is helping people really understand also. I was a monster mom, and that makes me sad that like my kids just experienced a really mean, angry woman, because all the toxins that are in our body, they come out through our action. Well, they'll come out through our body, so our skin, our hair, things like that. But we'll have a physical response, but also the emotional response. And I can say that I know physically, I have just made so much progress on my healing journey. But my emotional and mental health is one of those that I didn't know how much I needed to move the needle. And my kid said this a couple weeks ago, maybe it's about a month ago, but she's like, Mommy, you haven't yelled at us. And or she I don't know, she said, Mom, you haven't yelled at us like you used to. And I was on such a short fuse, always walking on eggshells because my body was so toxic. And I knew it, but sometimes you just don't know what to do about it. And that's when enters my good friend Jen and Deetra. And I was just like, I have to do something. Like, I can't keep spinning on this wheel and wondering why, like how to get off the ride. And that's when regenerative health came into my life, and I love everything about it. And I continue to share because I don't want families to suffer like my family did. So if I can share this and we get to do this together. So 6 months in, feel amazing. And I can say that not only physically, but I'll say that my emotional health has made so much progress, and we're all on a healing journey. So we hope that you hang out with us. And I'll pass it to, I'm not sure, Jen, you jumping in, or Deetra, you jumping back?
I will just jump right on. Hi, thank you so much, Kimberly. That was beautiful. I love hearing your story, and thank you so much, Deetra, for hosting this call. This is just such important information. It saved my life. So I'm just going to share a little bit about my health story, and then I'll talk to you about our amazing transformation coming up in a week or so. But briefly, in my 20s, I dealt with all kinds of health issues, from weight gain to 5 years of infertility issues. I also dealt with all kinds of issues like diabetes, gestational diabetes when I did get pregnant after 5 years. And then after I gave birth to my baby, which should have been the most amazing time of my life, was the hardest time of my life. I dealt with a lot of postpartum issues. And then I was diagnosed with a rare skin condition, autoimmune disorder. They didn't know why. It was super painful. And I was in so much pain and suffering, when it really just should have been the most magical time of my life. And then fast forward, I also started dealing with chronic nerve pain that was very detrimental to my health. I could barely roll over in bed some days, take walks with my kids as they grew, and I never knew when it was coming. It was random. It was when I was standing, sleeping, rolling over, walking. So it really, I couldn't pinpoint it. And that sent me down a 6-year battle for my health. It was detrimental to my kids' health, my marriage, my relationships. I was pretty toxic because I was very anxious about moving through my life due to so much pain. And then fast forward, 6 years into my journey, I had tried all kinds of Chinese medicine, Western medicine, Rolfers, chiropractics, everything. Some things helped a little bit, but nothing really got to the root cause. And that's why we're here today, to just talk to you about this amazing work with regenerative health and really getting to the root cause of the issues. Outside of major health issues, I was also dealing with IBS and heavy and painful periods, and on, because usually when you have larger things, you deal with the smaller things as well, acne, those types of things as well. And so one of my friends was sharing, just like we're sharing with you, because sharing is caring, about this amazing opportunity to get parasites out of the body and to get to the root cause. And so I started my transformation journey 2 years ago, actually on this day. This is my 2-year anniversary of starting my transformation. And it blew my socks off. I was 3 to 6 days in, and my nerve pain completely went away. My body completely started to thrive. I started shedding weight quickly. So I had a lot of inflammation in my body. And after 30 days, I had released almost 18 pounds, if you can believe that, in 30 days. And I was seeing just so many other things outside of nerve pain. So in my second month, I started to have easy cycles. My PMS went away. I was happier. I was able to take walks with my family. Just so many amazing things were happening in my body. And now, because I feel so passionate about this work, that I suffered for far too long. And like Deetra and Kimberly have said, suffering really is optional. And I'm here to say that that's true. And now 2 years later, I don't have any of those things anymore. It's possible to live a life of freedom. I no longer have that autoimmune disorder, and my family has me back now. And I became a practitioner and a business coach. And now I can actually, go to weddings and work 12 to 18 hours on my feet and not have pain. So I would love for you guys to jump on board with us. And we're going to start a transformation. I'm going to do it as well this time around, and also be guiding you, as well as Deetra and Kimberly and some other main coaches and leaders on our team. Deetra, you can go to the next slide. So I want to talk to you a little bit about what is included. So when you purchase a transformation from us, you are going to get so much support. I have done so many things in the past with foods and diet shifts, and it was just never successful because I didn't have the support I needed. And so we created this beautiful community. And so when you purchase one of your packs, you're going to get a gift code for the person who brought you here. And if you don't belong to anyone, please email me. You have my contact information through Eventbrite, and then I can get you to the appropriate people. But if you were invited here by someone, they have a gift code for you. So you're going to get $100 off your pack, your transformation. So reach out to us. We'll give you those gift codes. So when you purchase, you get 2 support calls a week with a practitioner. And you also, which was so helpful for me going through my transformation 2 years ago, because sometimes you have questions about your health. Sometimes you want to share a win with someone. And that is so important, to have other like-minded people to share with and to get, information from. And I was amazed because it almost was like I was talking to doctors for free, at twice a week. How many times can you get on, a personal phone call with a practitioner? So this is like priceless, these 2 support calls a week. And then we have a Telegram group that we have put together. It's a private group. And so we're going to be sharing daily inspiration, recipes, and so much more with you, other testimonials, just to really be together in this going forward for the next 30 days. And then we also have tons of website education. So things like proper food combining and helping you figure out the recipe guides and all kinds of different things. If you're dealing with any kind of ailments in your body, you can find that information on our website and learn more about why that's happening and how to get to the root cause. Okay. And then we also are going to have a one-on-one coach. The person who brought you here is going to be your coach through the whole time, and our community support. So with that being said, I'm just thrilled to have you guys here, and I'd love to open it up to a Q&A. So myself, I'm a practitioner, Deetra's a practitioner, and Kimberly is one of our coaches as well. And also we are doing a giveaway for a sample of superfoods. And so I would love to do that while I open it up to Q&A. I think because of the situation, let's put your questions in the chat. So if you have a question, please put it in the chat. So if you have a health question, or if you have something going on in your body and you're just not sure, where to start, we can certainly give you our recommendations. So in the chat, please put your questions there, and then one of us can answer those. And then I will go through all of our list here of people, and then I'll grab a name and place it in the chat as well as for our winner. All right, Deetra, I'm going to bring you back on for a minute.
Support pregnant and nursing moms. Yes. So you mean our protocols, Kimberly? Yes. Oh my gosh. How much I wish that I had these when I was pregnant with my 4 babies. So a common question that we get is, 1, can I take this if I'm pregnant? 2, do I have to stop taking prenatals? And 3, can I take this if I'm nursing? Everything in our line of superfoods, we have over 100 superfoods within Purium, but everything is just that. It's just food. So if you can have food, you can eat these. And actually, this is better than anything you can get in the grocery store because of how it has been farmed. So the nutrients are deep within the superfoods, and you're going to get deep nourishment for your baby. And we have actually several birth workers within our community who actually put these protocols into their support for their pregnant and nursing moms, because it has been shown to help moms with just energy during their pregnancy at all trimesters and during the delivery process, and with milk production during nursing, because a lot of what happens to moms where they can't make milk or they're not making enough is because they're undernourished. They're actually not taking in the right thing. And so we actually encourage people to do the superfoods in place of prenatals. Of course, you're welcome to talk to your doctor. We always welcome collaborating with your doctor, but most prenatals are isolated. And so you're just urinating or peeing out what you're actually taking in through that vitamin, where your body is actually absorbing this and then passing it on to the baby. The second piece of that is they have found glyphosate, which is the chemical pesticide that I talked about earlier. They have found that in the umbilical cord between mom and baby. And so if mom is pulling out that glyphosate, then it's also going to help to pull it out of baby so that baby has a strong gut, because our children inherit their microbiome from their moms. So get back with the person that invited you here, and they can help you with which protocol would be best. The only thing that you cannot take if you're pregnant or nursing is our parasite cleanse. Just because it's too strong, we encourage moms to wait until they're done with nursing or pregnancy is over before taking that. Everything else is 100% safe. Let's see. Here is a whole list of my husband and my health concerns. Feel free to just pick a few, but I'm wondering how this helps with bone health, especially with AVN. I see digestive issues, constipation, no gallbladder, hormone balance, almost 40, no energy, sleep, hair growth. So I'm going to start with your list, Laura, and then I'll move to Nick's, because actually a lot of your questions will probably hit a lot of other people on the call. Digestive issues, no energy, hormone issues, and hair loss are really several, they're the most common things that we address. Digestive issues and constipation are because, one, there is that backing up of mucoid plaque and gut damage. And so as you start to move the acids out of your body, as you start to pull the glyphosate out, as you start to open up your elimination pathways and eat nourishing, hydrating foods, you will find that things open up and move out. My sister, I'm one of 9, so one of my sisters actually had her gallbladder removed when I was in high school. And she has done fantastic on this protocol. So she had her gallbladder removed, and then she had many years of gastritis where she was going to the ER often, because once you have your gallbladder removed, you just don't have that barrier there anymore. But she's done great. She is regular. She's not in pain. She's able to eat most foods where she had a really restricted diet since doing this protocol. The hair loss and the low energy and poor sleep and hormone, that is all connected to your endocrine system. So your endocrine system is your thyroid, it's your adrenals, it's your pituitary, the body all works together. And so we actually shouldn't be having hormone issues until we're like mid 60s. We shouldn't be having those in our 40s. And when we do, it's just a sign that we have too many acids, and that our body is asking for us to clean up the internal terrain so that it can reset. So what I would recommend for you in terms of protocol is doing 90 days of an ultimate lifestyle transformation and adding in an adrenal support called Be Energetic. So the person that invited you to this call can share their coupon with you and help to get you that protocol sent so that you can get that ordered. And then for Nick, your husband, stomach repair, pain pills for months after a car accident, no energy and sleep, AVN and ankle, old broken bones and arthritis. The aminos are going to be amazing for him. The Biomedic to help to clean up the gut and to detox. no energy and sleep, the apothecary is going to be great for that. So I would say for him to start with the ultimate lifestyle transformation, and then adding in the joint health for ankle and broken bones. Jen, do you have anything else you'd add to that?
That sounds great. Nope, you hit it. It's good. There's another
Lily.
question though.
Okay, Lily. How does this work for someone that's had a gastric sleeve procedure, since the biggest concern is getting the proper amount of protein daily? That results in being able to get minimal nutrients otherwise. Okay. So I mentioned earlier about the Super Aminos 23, that it is our, it's really our protein source because it's a simple structure. That means, oh, you're so welcome, Laura. That means that when we have a simple structure for getting protein in, it means our body can absorb it easily and quickly. A lot of the protein sources that we take in, like whey protein powders, meat, a lot of dairy, like cottage cheese and yogurts and things like that, those things are actually really high in inflammation and mucus and acids. And because of that, our body actually gets a lot of what it doesn't need, not as much of the protein. And we don't need as much protein actually as what we think that we do. If we were to get protein in 3 times a day, our body really can only absorb so much of that. And the rest of that stays in our body, clogging up our intestines and our digestive tract. And the body just has to work really hard to get it out. And so what I would say is the most important thing is to really focus on getting your phyto and micronutrients. That is getting nutrients at the cellular level. We are not a protein deficient society. Actually, protein is in everything that we get. A head of cauliflower has like 13 grams of protein. But if you're taking the Super Amino 23, that's going to come in the Ultimate Lifestyle Transformation, 5 of those tablets is equivalent to 30 grams of protein. 30 digestible grams of protein that your body is going to be able to utilize within 23 minutes. So you're going to have more than enough of what you need. There's also some protein in the shake. And then you're going to get protein from the recipes that we share, like your fruits and vegetables. So you're going to have plenty, but it's going to be the good type of protein that your body can utilize. That's going to help you to rebuild and to repair and not have to worry about hurting your tummy. We've had some other people that we've supported that after they've had that process done, that have done really, really well. Okay. Any more questions? Lily, let me know if that takes care of your question for you. Thank you so much. Congratulations, Laura. Oh, congratulations, Laura. You are the winner. Please send Jen your private address and she will mail you your prize. Is that Laura that just asked the question, Jen? Okay. So
Yep.
Laura, if you'll message Jen your address, she can get you your prize mailed. Thanks for being on tonight. And Jen says, in our transformation, you will get about 70 to 100 plus grams of protein, depending on how you absorb. You're very welcome, Lily. Okay. I think that's it for questions. So Jen, I'll turn it over to you to close us out, to give instructions for how to order. And then we will also have a recording of this call. So if there's somebody that you want to share it with, you can send Jen an email and let her know, and she can get you this recording to share it with other people.
Thank you so much, Deetra. Yes, thank you guys for being here. We're so excited. So I would go ahead and order as soon as possible with shipping because we're going to be starting next Wednesday. So right now is really our pre-cleanse week. So if you're going to be joining us, I would get your order in right away. So reach back out to the person who brought you here. They can give you that specific link to your discount code, and then you're going to put in your order. We also, starting tomorrow, will have a 90-day reset button where it's going to hold you accountable to 90 days, which we are going to be doing and helping you through. And that way you can get your replacement orders as well every 30 days to make it through those 90 days. So reach back out, like I said, to the person who brought you here. They'll give you that specific code. And again, if you do not have that specific code, you can reach out to me through the Eventbrite and we will get you situated. All right. Thank you guys so much. I hope you have a lovely evening, and we'll see you next week in our Telegram group. Thank you. Bye-bye.